Hello, and welcome to Gwellentia Gathers. How do I podcast? Hello, and welcome to Gwellentia Gathers. Episode 5. The podcast where my friends and I totally break down hour and a half after we're supposed to start recording to talk about whatever interests us, such as how the hell we managed to pull this off every week and not figure out what we're doing ahead of time. As well as our long-running campaign of Dungeons & Dragons. Depending on where you know me from, I am Chris or Alvesie.
I'm Graden.
I'm Adam.
I'm Jake.
And we're missing everybody else. They're all gone.
They all left.
It's rough out here.
We got Jake back, but it was pretty costly. We lost Nick.
At what cost?
Well,
Oh gosh.
Nick and Cubby.
Yeah, well,
Oh no.
we're better off.
To those of you with keen ears, I am actually in the same room as Jake and Graden this time. So their audio quality should be a little better because we're using my super microphone. And also Adam is recording independent of us, which means his recording should also sound better. So we've sacrificed the... Goddamn, dude.
I've been working on that one since the intro.
I've never seen the bar go that far. So,
Applaud my unlimited power.
I was also about to say we've traded quantity of members on this podcast for quality today.
I almost just threw up on Jake.
He looks like Remy from Ratatouille. Just...
Oh, the edit on this one is going to be fun or non-existent. It's probably going to be non-existent.
Wait, what's our bleep gonna
But
be?
the problem is,
Cubby's not here. We don't need a bleep.
the
that's
problem
fair.
is, I drank the soda and I tried to burp. But then you started the intro, so I was like, oh, gotta stifle it. And then you messed up the intro, so I started to laugh. And it put it in this weird limbo space. So I was just sitting here trying to go like... And I finally got it out.
Aside from all of that,
That's an
how have you guys been this past week?
I don't remember it.
Not
What?
the greatest. Been grinding a video game,
What game?
Apex Legends.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've never played that game. It's an FPS, right?
Yeah.
That's why I haven't played it. I'm bad at those.
How much RimWorld have you played?
Very little,
Really?
actually. I think.
You managed to limit yourself?
I don't remember. How many hours did I have last time?
20.
Oh, then a lot.
Oh no.
I'm up to 50 now.
Oh no.
What
So-
game is this?
It's RimWorld. I forgot when I played it this week, but apparently I played it for more than I did beforehand. Which, to be fair, a week versus 2 days is a big difference.
That's fair.
Because that was like,
Wait, you put 20 hours in 2 days?
yeah, and
I did the same thing when I got it.
don't question my unlimited power.
What kind of game is it?
So, you know the
I'll
Sims?
show you later.
Imagine if the Sims wanted to kill themselves.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty
But, like,
good.
you didn't have to do it yourself, and then things came in to kill them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty great, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's infuriating sometimes. You know, have you gotten the fire safety, like, learner? Where it's like, don't make one super building.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
also
got rid of that. I was like, no, I'm gonna make one super building.
build buildings out of stone. That also helps.
I made mine out of wood.
Part of the problem.
No, it didn't burn down yet. I got people who do that for me.
Yeah. It's also time for the weekly Adam update. Adam, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. I've been putting a good amount of time into prepping a little bit for my campaign, and I've been just slowly plugging away with that and getting some research in for like what I should do. And then since I'm very uncreative, using a lot of name generators, yeah, put in a bit of time doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Plus, you're going right back into school pretty soon, aren't you?
Yep.
Do you have calc this year?
Yeah, I have AP Calculus.
Ooh,
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
that is
Oh,
It's a fun time.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Good luck.
But I can't let my brother beat me. I gotta beat him in math. He took it, so I have to take it as well.
Yeah, the sibling challenge.
Mm.
Poor Nick didn't even try that. I don't know if I've ever stated on a podcast or any of the videos, but Nick is my sibling. I probably ought to put it out there. My younger sibling. So that's definitely something that you see a lot with what?
We've never explained how we know each other
No.
anyway.
Yeah.
No.
Any of us.
We're
That's
just
fair.
We've just come out of the mist and was like, we exist,
yeah.
we know each other.
Now listen to what we have to say. I'm sure it's interesting.
We are speaking gospel. Write it down.
This is your 11th commandment.
Yeah.
Get ready.
This old big stone tablet.
But yeah, the sibling challenge. I know all about that because Nick had to do it.
What's this
Or you
sibling
tried.
challenge?
So when you're in like AP courses and honors courses and everything, the teachers recognize not only you but anyone related to you,
Yup.
which means all of your siblings.
Mhm.
They're the teacher's always like, "Oh, you're this such so and so sibling. You know as much as they do, right? You're as good at this as they are, right?" Yeah.
I had a different experience. As I had different siblings who were not in AP classes. Benefit, we have different last names.
Right.
So it took them a while to figure out who we were. But I went to the same school my brothers went to. And I'd get there and they'd figure out who I was. They go, "Oh, you're his brother." Huh. And I'm like, "Yup."
Yeah.
And one of the key pieces of advice I was given from my brothers was, do not tell them you're related to us. For months, at least. I was like, got it. No problem.
Yeah, there's not that many people around with my last name, so it's kind of easy to spot. Probably the same with Adam and Dylan's.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
exactly the most common last
I've
name.
never heard your last name anywhere else.
Yeah.
Me either.
Ever.
The further into Massachusetts you go, the more you find it. And you find it in all sorts of different pronunciations.
How do you pronounce it differently?
You pronounce the E.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I say that as
I do
a
that all
joke.
the time.
I say that as a
That's
joke.
gross.
I don't mind doxing myself here because it's in my
your-
name.
Yeah.
It's in my key name, but the last name is Alves. And I have had so many people pronounce it Alves. To the point where like
Bootleg Elvis.
yes. I think it's because like Alvarez is a name you hear all the time in like military movies and stuff. So people is associated with that. And it's great too because people make the same mistake with Alvesie. They'll pronounce it as Alvesie.
Which is why you say it as much as possible.
One of my
Alvesie.
favorite streamers actually. I donate to him all the time and I hang out in his chat and stuff. Whenever I resub, he's like, "Oh hey, Alvesie Sprocket, thanks for the resub." Like,
Oh,
you're welcome, Wayne.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
you're welcome, Wayne.
Does he still have the fridge?
He somewhere. He doesn't care about the fridge.
Fridge.
Tell us what's in the fridge, Wayne.
It's a dead meme.
It still
Yeah,
lives on
It's
in my
alive
heart.
and well in my brain.
But yeah,
Speaking of,
the sibling challenge. That is something we were talking about before. Yeah, Nick basically didn't do any of that.
No.
People found out he was my sibling, and then he proceeded to do whatever he wanted. 'Cause
Fade away into non-existence. He'd walk out of the desk and he'd be like, "Jesus, where did you come from?" Which is weird because he's like 6'6".
yeah.
I didn't have to deal with that. I was the first one to go through.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
You set the precedent.
I didn't set the bar high.
Exactly. There you go. You did your
Still
your,
at the bar.
your siblings a favor.
I don't know if either of them hit it.
Well, listen, the bar's on the floor. You just gotta not trip on it. That's okay. My brothers did the same thing. The stories I could tell.
Alvesie.
Alvesie.
Yep.
I like that more than Alves.
Yeah. So with the thing about the Alves that I almost got to was that there is a graveyard somewhere down in like one of the Massachusetts towns where my family lived.
There's just
And there was one gravestone that is spelled Alves, and another one that is spelled Alves. And one is Alves and one is Alves. Accenting, and also because they actually belong to different families pronounced in different ways. But yeah, it's pretty great. And by great, I mean it's annoying.
Right.
But I've gotten used to it.
I love that there's only one way to pronounce my last name, because if you pronounce it any other way, you're an illiterate idiot.
Right.
Because it's bridge plural.
Okay. We talked
I don't
about
care about my last name.
Where did your name come from?
Probably the bridge.
Right.
Like the thing. I don't know.
First name. That's
Oh, my first name?
yeah.
So, you want to know where my parents got it or where it originates?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start with where it originates. So apparently it is a derivation of the Gaelic name Grady,
Mhm.
which means something to do with noble, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
care. Apparently it's like an offshoot of that. I'm fairly certain my parents did not know that and just came up with it. Maybe. Or they did.
So it's like a divergent evolution
Kind
towards
of.
your name kind of deal.
Yeah. I don't know if it was just a lucky shot in the dark and they just hit something, or if they made it up. But apparently it's a thing. So
That's interesting.
yeah.
I did not know that.
I learned that a month ago
Really?
when I looked it up.
What
18
possessed
years
you to look it up?
There was a dude who actually came through my where I was working, who was super into like names and like language and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to him for more than I should have, because one, he was a cool dude. Two, it got me out of doing more work. He's like, "Where does your name originate? Like, you should look that up." And I was like, random dude, I will look it up. The second time he came through, because I forgot to the first time. But I pulled my phone out in the middle of work and looked it up. And that's where I learned. Because I looked for any excuse to not do work.
That's fair.
I have no clue about anything that has to do with my name.
Where does Jake come from? Tell us.
I don't know. I can look it up and then tell you guys in a minute.
You're named after the State Farm character.
Ha ha.
Funny joke.
ha.
but
Never
you
heard
haven't
that
heard
one. Yeah.
before.
I despise khakis.
I mean, I do too, but probably for a different reason.
You ever get a nickname that people constantly call you by in such a way that's like, okay, you're very original.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious, Jake, but
I mean, I had another nickname, but it's not appropriate for the podcast. Graden knows it.
I think I do. Which is a weird nickname.
Jake is a variant of Jack,
Oh, yeah.
another pet form of John.
Yep.
Hmm.
Which is,
In Scotland, they used to be Jock.
there's
and I think John's also, because Jack is an offshoot of Sean. So actually, you're a Sean.
Oh no.
You're
Ugh.
distantly related to Sean. No, yeah, like,
It means may God protect.
did he?
No.
there you go.
There you have
Thanks
it.
God.
Thank you, great Mayor Thies.
I thought you were gonna say Mayor God or something.
Ah, yes, Mayor God.
Mayor God.
Arthur J. God.
Here's the
I
thing.
wonder where Adams comes
No
from.
one knew what my name like meant or how to shorten it or anything. So everyone just called me Graden
That's fair.
because they didn't know what to do with it.
I had one kid who always called me Christopher Columbus. Just because my name is Chris. And it was just one of these things where it was like very confusing and frustrating. And this was like in 5th grade. So everything like digs at you that much harder. And that's also, because keep in mind, Christopher Columbus turned from like cool guy from history
Hero,
into
too.
like
When we learned what he did.
vilified monster.
Right.
So having that just like used as like a term for me, I was just like, I'm not okay with that.
No.
Don't call me after him. It's not okay. But now I'm like, I had the same first name as a person.
Right.
It's kind of.
A very common person.
Yeah,
Not
it's a
very,
pretty
but
first.
pretty common.
Yeah.
Like, the name I'd expect from you, especially in Maine, is Topher.
I've never been called.
Never
that.
been called
I
Topher?
don't want to be called.
I've
that.
never
You've
heard that.
never heard of that? I have a cousin Topher. Everyone in Maine's got a cousin Topher. That might just be up north.
Yeah.
I'm from up north, and everyone up north has a cousin Topher. You never heard that?
I didn't
Nah.
realize that. I know that Topher
I know-
is a name.
Yeah.
Though I think, what was that show? Total Drama something
Total
or
Drama
other
Island?
was the first time I ever heard that nickname. I was like, oh.
I don't like that.
Oh my gosh.
No, because when
Up north is different though. They're all potato fuckers. There's nothing else to do up there.
shout out to my dad, who still lives up north. Hey, Dad, how are the potatoes?
What about you, Adam? Any nicknames?
None off the top of my head. Honestly, I pulled a Nick and kind of vibed out of existence. Yeah, I don't remember really having any nicknames, really, at all.
I mean, Dylan had enough, people talking about his name enough for the two of you.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
What's our next section? Did you guys play Dark Alliance or did you guys talk about it?
No, we haven't played Dark Alliance.
Nick's
yet.
gone, so we're never gonna play Dark Alliance.
We have 3 people that can play. That's
He has
probably
internet there.
He does, but he doesn't have his computer with it.
His
Because I believe
laptop is
Adam
full.
I
had
forgot. Yeah.
Adam has Dark Alliance, I think, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
Adam?
do.
Yeah. So it's 3 of us that have it. So that's a
We
3-person
could
game.
get Dylan.
We could get
Dylan
Dylan.
has
We
it.
could also steal Nick's computer and have someone set up and play as him. We could do that for any
I just
game.
need internet because I have a nice computer. Well, we've shown that the internet here is a little
Better
unreliable.
than yours.
That's fair. Hey, that hurts.
Listen, man, I lived for like 2 years without internet. I get it.
Yeah, but your hotspot's unlimited.
Yeah, it was. But also
Oh, it was.
unlimited. Well, it still is. I just don't use it as much.
Oh.
But I don't know if you know this, but coverage in Madison,
Yeah.
non-existent.
That's true.
I-
I'm sure T-Mobile is the only thing that gets anything there.
Well, I don't have T-Mobile. I have US
I don't
Cellular.
know anyone that does.
And my phone would only get a connection if I put it up on the arm of the couch. If it fell off, everything would shut down. It would lose connection immediately. That's a foot difference, and it was like, oh! So sometimes I wouldn't be able to make a phone call in my house in Madison.
Ooh.
I'd have to go out onto the porch
Mhm.
if I wanted to talk to someone.
That's pretty bad.
Sounds
Yeah,
alright.
or stand by the window. It's not a fun place to be.
Mm.
That's the reason I soloed all of Monster Hunter.
No
No option.
Oh.
Well, that and because I'm a tryhard when it comes to Monster Hunter.
Mm.
Do you think that's the game that you've synced the most hours into?
Minecraft.
Minecraft?
Bar none,
I mean,
Minecraft. Because I've been playing that since I was like 9.
Because I think probably my answer too is probably Minecraft.
False. That game you've been running in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but that he doesn't sink his time into it. He sinks his processor
Right.
into it.
That poor thing.
Idle Champions is a
It's like-
great game.
Please tell me it's not running right now.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It takes up enough processing power. I can't record, play a game, and have that on at the same time.
Wow.
Otherwise, the recording lags.
With your raise, you can build a PC.
Yeah, or just finally use my desktop computer that I've had all this time, and I just still use a laptop because I don't want to set it up.
Are you kidding me?
Also, I have a dog that sleeps under the table that I have my desktop on, so I can't put it underneath or anything
Is the
like
room
that.
on the table to have the desktop up top?
Probably, but also my 3D printer's up there and all my
Ah.
other stuff. It's a busy area.
Whoa,
Chris,
flex
you're
it
like,
hard.
I used. Well, the thing is,
3D printer.
right? I'm gonna flex even more. I used to have a downstairs office that I could use for all this, and then Nick kicked me out.
Well,
Well, he's not there anymore. So
Right,
you
I
can
could-
get it back.
I can turn his room into an office.
Do it.
it's like a civilization move, and I'm like, sorry, bud, I'm annexing. It's time for me to manifest destiny. He comes back and his bed is in the basement.
Oh my
I
goodness.
would have to fumigate the room, but I don't want to get into that. But yeah, so we haven't played Dark Alliance. We played Left 4 Dead 2 that one time, and that's it.
Yeah.
Did Cubby even end up joining?
No.
Oh.
Because that was a night where he had to have a movie night.
Oh yeah.
Those episodes are both. I don't have a link for it, so if you just go to YouTube and look up Alvesie Sprocket, that is ALVESIE_SPROCKET, you can check those videos out. They're up right now.
Yeah, he knows how to spell his last name.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. A skill I did not attain until the 3rd grade.
I can't even write, so.
Mostly because I was dyslexic.
I uploaded something else recently that was pretty good, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah, both of those are up there. You can check those out.
No
Yeah.
copyrighted music either.
No copyrighted music. We made sure of that. Copyright claim is not fun to deal with.
Have you already had to deal with that?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So in
Would you
Here's-
play half a second
here's
of
some
Queen?
shenanigans. So guess like a time period that the music was from that I got the copyright.
I'm gonna
claim
guess
on.
the 16th century.
Nope.
87.
1987.
Yep.
So Price is Right rules, you're over.
So he won.
1500s, you're way too low.
Oh yeah.
So I was playing through New Vegas. Call it New
Copyright doesn't
Vegas.
go that far.
Shout out to my favorite game of all time. And
Skyrim, right?
no,
Are
get that shit
you
out of here.
hyped out for Anniversary Edition, the 7th release?
Not at all.
7?
7th release.
Yeah, I think that's a little low.
So there was the original, there was Special Edition, then there was Legendary
Mhm.
Edition, there was Switch Edition, Switch Edition along with VR, a different VR one, and now this one.
You're missing one.
What's it? Siri.
The Alexa.
The Alexa,
edition.
that's what I mean.
Alexa that can
You fool!
Sorry.
I flexed my Elder Scrolls knowledge upon you.
7. That's so many. It hurts. Tough.
Continue about Fallout New
Yeah,
Vegas and your
yeah,
copyright.
superior game. So I was playing not just the best game of all time, but also the best piece of DLC of all time, which is Old World Blues,
Mm-hmm.
which is a great DLC, and everybody should play it. It's basically very like classic sci-fi themes and goofy writing, and it's a very fun plot twist too. But anyways, so it also has a different soundtrack to it, slightly different to like match the different atmosphere and things. I had a song on there from like the 1930s
Oh.
playing at like 10% volume in the background on the radio in the game. Because it just plays across the whole world
Right.
in Old World Blues. It picked it up at a 20-second sample of the video, a minute sample of the video 20 minutes in. So I had to go back through, take the
Wow.
video down, go back through, edit it out, add my own music over it, re-upload it. It picked up another sample about 2 minutes after that first sample. So I had to go back in, add in more music, copy it over, lower the volume, bring it back out, re-upload it. I had to upload it a third time
Oh my.
because it caught one more piece of music at the very beginning of the video, like 5 minutes in. So I had to delete, re-download, edit in the music, go back in, re-upload it. And to the point where like afterwards, in like the next recording session I did, I was like, oh yeah, there's no more music anymore because I just turned the music off. Sorry about that. Once we're done with Old World Blues, it'll be back. And pretty soon I finish Old World Blues, so the music's back, baby.
I wish.
That's so stupid.
Just if you're making a video on a game, and based on the game has rights to music. Pretty sure fair use covers that.
Yeah.
But YouTube disagrees
YouTube is
Right.
so
With
more-
everything.
And the thing is, I'm glad, at the very least, the silver lining is I'm glad that YouTube covers it and is just like, hey, you should get rid of this.
Instead of just
Instead of,
die
like,
more.
yeah, or like actually having to deal with the music industry or DMCA on any.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Like if I had had to just have that like minute of the video muted without any choice, then that would have been awful. And without me being notified that it was
Right.
muted, that would have been terrible.
Right.
the silver linings, but still, yeah. The MCA is awful.
It's bad.
It's
Like
so
even
dumb.
Twitch people,
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been so many.
they
things
can
about
play music while they're streaming, but they can't have it in their VODs.
that. Right. Yeah.
That's so stupid.
So dumb.
Yeah,
I'm so dumb.
Yeah.
it's bad. They're so aggressive.
My favorite thing is that I'm just gonna keep throwing their name out there. They're never gonna hear this, but Wayne, hi, you're super cool. Your dog's cool. Anyways, in a video in a stream they did, they actually were making fun of the DMCA stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just because this is tangentially related. They were making fun of it, and that stream got muted at the end because
Oh,
of a sample. They
interesting.
were making fun of it, like muting themselves and playing their own music over it. That was like not copyright music.
Yeah.
And there was some like laughing sample that got muted at the end. It's just like, wow, amazing.
Man, I love that copyright is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The idea itself is stupid. The fact that it lasts for so long
I think like 20 years.
more.
No, 20 years should be like the max.
Oh, that's what it was. Like
Yeah.
around that.
And
Now
then
it's like the life of the author plus
Plus-
20 or something. Or plus like
Wow.
30. You know who that's made for? You know who lobbied for Disney?
Yep.
Of course it's
Yep,
Disney.
real hard.
You know where Disney got all their stuff from?
Mm.
People whose copyright
Yep.
had run out.
Yep.
And now they want to copyright the stuff that they did not make.
Yeah.
So that other people can't do what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Big brain.
That's Disney.
Thanks, Disney. You absolute monstrous Goliath.
Ooh, cool
Fuck
fun
you,
fact on
Disney.
Disney. They own 80% of all media entertainment,
Interesting.
one way or another.
Think at some point they gotta bring up like monopoly laws on that because I think that's a problem.
No, who makes Monopoly? I don't know.
Hasbro.
Hasbro, yeah.
But also,
Yeah, that's bad.
did you know Hasbro also makes Wizards of the Coast?
What?
Yes, their Wizards of the Coast is owned by Hasbro Gaming Incorporated.
You know who owns Hasbro?
It's like Top Hat Industries or something.
Disney.
I guarantee up at the top is Disney.
Oh yeah, Hasbro owns Disney, and then it comes back around, and Disney owns Hasbro.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's actually Toys R Us.
But yeah, Wizards is a subsidiary of Hasbro Gaming,
Huh.
and Hasbro actually has control over what happens in Magic.
Oh no.
Yeah, which is why they keep releasing a bunch of like bum moneymaker stuff.
Yeah.
Because
That's sad.
Hasbro's just like, hey, Wizards, you should be making more money.
Mm.
Yeah, as of 2014, by the way, Disney owns both Hasbro and Mattel.
Yep. Which means that Disney
I mean-
produces magic.
Yep.
Technically. Some way or another.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait for...
Oh my
Curse
gosh.
of the Mouse.
I've just... No, so... What's the show, the channel that runs Walking Dead?
AMC.
AMC. Who are they owned by?
Probably at the end of the line, Disney.
That makes sense. Did you hear about the Walking Dead secret lair that Magic released?
Oh yes, yeah. This is the thing. They're doing this with Walking Dead and like Warhammer 40K
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of other things.
People are mad.
They're very mad.
They're even
funny.
more mad that like all the execs of like Wizards are like, we made so much money off of this. We made more money than all of the other secret lairs put together. And then people are like,
Yeah.
why is it $400?
Yeah.
400.
It's like
Yeah,
it's like
it's
$200 or $300.
What
Secret
is
layers. So mechanically unique cards only printed in the secret layer. That's why people are mad. Is because they are unique mechanic.
And they're technically legal to be used.
Yeah.
Wow. And they're behind a $400 paywall.
Mhm.
Yeah.
After you just dumped $400 so you
Right.
could get.
To be fair, $400 is
In
like
Magic.
a drop in the bucket in Warhammer.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
the Warhammer players are like, $400? That's it? Really? Yeah, I'll take 7.
Oh god.
But no, like, People are really mad about it, and we're just like, oh no, don't worry.
They're bragging about how much money they're making.
They did it on like a weird stream thing where they were talking about.
That's like Activision. They're like, we're having the best sales ever, and then they lay off 300 people.
Mm-hmm. Here's the fun part. It's like, no, don't worry. Yeah, we're making a lot of money. We're giving some of it to charity, but we won't describe how much we made or how much we're giving. Compared to how much we made.
Some of it.
We're giving money to charity.
Yeah.
Don't worry about numbers. But more importantly, you should focus about this is the most profit-making set we've made. One thing that really sucks about Secret Lairs is they're super inflated on price. There's one that came out that I really want, but it's like $200 for a set of basic lands.
Which secret lair is this?
This is the I think it's called like the Bookworms, Book Lovers. It's the all text basic land. So what it is it has the entire like rules text of basic lands printed on the card.
Oh, I see.
And they are amazing. They're phenomenal. I want to see if I can find them.
What is, because we're talking about copyright, what do you think would be the best thing and the funniest thing to, like, both separate prompts to have their copyrights end on? Just like, not even just they naturally end, just all of a sudden something happens and that copyright no longer exists and it's public knowledge.
The best thing would be Harry Potter, because then I get to see the fan base turn on itself and the author and cannibalize itself from the inside until it's a flaming husk of what it used to be.
I like Harry Potter.
Right, but I'd love to see them all try and murder each other with their fake Disney wands.
I like the universe. J.K. Rowling is awful.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to write her own story.
Exactly.
It's pretty rough. But Harry Potter is pretty great. And I'd love to see more like fan-made stuff, because the fans know a lot more about it than...
That, by the way, is the all-text planes. It literally has all the text and no picture.
Is every card like that?
All 4 or 5 of them, yeah.
Wow.
I want them. Too bad. It's like $12 for one basic land. You were saying. You like the universe J.K. Rowling sucks.
Yeah.
Which, that's a pretty good...
What copyright? That's rough.
That would be the best and funniest in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's
and funniest.
See a bunch of people with Hogwarts robes running up and stabbing each other in the street because they didn't like their fanfic.
I think the funniest option would be Pokemon, but not just Pokemon in general. A single Pokemon, just all of a sudden, like, left behind in the Rapture, is no longer protected by copyright, and anyone can use Dunsparce. Anyone can use Dunsparce.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Oh, I could write a whole story about Dunsparce.
I had a really cool.
I really wish
Dunsparce. I did too.
I really wish they had an evolution.
Dude,
because
I said it before.
I need to stream this at some point. I have a ROM hack on my computer, a randomized ROM hack, where Dunsparce is the starter and is incredibly powerful. But
that's because Dunsparce is incredibly powerful.
Best option. That's a much harder question. I don't know why I phrased it.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's gonna take forever to think about.
Yep.
Do you have any ideas for this, Adam?
For the best, no. I don't. Honestly, Sonic the Hedgehog, it would be pretty funny.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh
that's a
no!
good
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness.
The things people would do.
Oh no.
Honestly, someone would probably make a better game.
Yeah.
They would
Someone
though.
would probably make a good game.
I think I've enjoyed a single Sonic game
It just might take place
for
in a
10
high school.
minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's the only enjoyment I got out of it. I liked the Sonic versus Mario at the Olympic Games game better than any of the Sonic games.
I liked Sonic in the 7 Rings or something, but only the party games version. Because it was like Mario Party, and I didn't have Mario Party, so I could just play the party games, and I was like, yes. Now I don't have to buy Mario Party.
Mario Party's really good though.
Yes, it is.
I've played Mario Party once.
Really?
Because I grew up in a family that did not care about Nintendo. And also, whenever I went to a friend's house and we played Mario games, I was forced to sit it out because I wasn't any good at it. There were 5 of us, 4 players on the Nintendo Wii, and they'd be like, "Hey, Chris, you suck. You have to sit this one out." And I'd just be like, "Okay."
Jeez.
What douchebag?
What Mario
I'm
games,
kind
though?
of twisting it around, like Super Mario Brothers.
Eh.
So like, you swap off when you die.
Yeah.
I always died, and I died enough. They were like, "Don't even bother."
Don't even-
Uh,
I mean, I probably played a Mario before you did.
probably.
And you're like, what, 3-4 years older than I am?
Yeah, something.
Because I grew up with Nintendo. That's what I...
I did not grow up with
Hence-
any Nintendo.
Hence why the difference between me and Nick, I use D-pad when he uses analog because that's what Nintendo had.
That's true.
I played, the first games I ever played was Super Mario Brothers, or Super Mario World on the SNES. And the old gem of Sky Blazer. I was so shocked when Game Grumps had a Sky Blazer playthrough. Because I wasn't sure that game was real. I thought that was a fever dream I imagined throughout my entire childhood.
I think best answer for end of copyright claims,
Sky Blazer.
I'm gonna go with something like one of my favorite like PS2 games, like the Gauntlet series, or like War of the Monsters is another good
I haven't been
one.
thinking about video games.
Twisted Metal would be a good one. Just
Yes.
because
Oh my
well,
god!
Twisted Metal is kind of weird because all the original creators died. Yeah, they died in a plane crash. That's why there were no more Twisted Metal
How
games.
long ago?
Like years ago.
Like 20?
They were working
30?
like 15 years ago,
I think
something
their
like that.
copyright's almost up.
Probably, but like not all of them died. So it
Oh,
would kind
So
of be
someone's
a
got to go
court case.
finish the job.
And I think like Activision owns it now. Honestly,
That's so
that's the
sad.
best answer. Just like blanket
Finishing the job.
Activision. Kill
Activision.
Activision. Activision no longer has its copyright.
Especially of recent. Oh my
Yeah,
god. Let's not dive
we
deep
can
into
we
that,
can
but-
Activision kill it.
I haven't heard anything about Activision.
Oh, it's bad.
It's always been bad.
But it's like, it's now being...
I'm not even sure
to the
what
top.
Activision covers anymore.
No, I'm talking about like what's going on in their company. It's bad.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Old
really-
PS2 games reminded me
Yeah,
of
any old PlayStation game, really.
Shadow of the Colossus would be cool.
Oh,
Maybe someone will make the
I
full
want more
48.
of that.
I know. I want the full 48.
What else? Because now I'm just thinking about old video games that I
Right.
want more of.
I think
It's evolved into...
the reason I bring up War of the Monsters is because War of the Monsters and Gauntlet Dark Legacy are the 2 games that, thinking back, I'm pretty sure they're the only games I played before I like knew how to read.
Yeah.
Which
Dude.
is kind of weird to think about because, like, I was trying to think about this the other day. I was like, when did I play video games? And those ones, for some reason, I think as early as like 1.5 or 2 years old, I was playing or had access to
Yeah.
those games. And they're also both like mature games.
Right.
Well, no, I'm forgetting. PS2 was like era of the teen rated game, so it was all teen rated. It was fine.
Ooh.
I was playing San Andreas at that time of my life when I couldn't read, but I knew how to Google San Andreas cheat.
I know what square is. I know what up is. I don't know what that word
I was
is.
like, put them together. No, I can Google them. My brother
Wrote them on a piece
wrote
of
them on
paper.
a piece of paper.
That's what everyone did.
Those are the only words I knew how to read at the time. It was like, cars fly when hit, cars drive on water, spawn tank. And I was like, yes, yes, I am God.
Wonderful.
Using GTA to learn how to read.
It's so sad I was inputting GTA cheat prompts before I could spell my last name.
That's beautiful.
Oh, life is a wild ride.
I came up with an idea for my best copyright to be run out. This might be a little controversial, but Halo.
That's actually
Fair.
that's
Because
good.
I have not enjoyed Halo since Reach, and Reach was not anywhere near 3.
That's fair.
They're just not
Yeah.
doing what the classic player base
Right.
wants. I don't know if that's the best business decision. Probably not.
I don't think any of these
But
things are good for the business.
Have they
But,
added
like-
a native sprint button yet?
Yes.
They ought to be burned at the cross,
yeah,
according to most of the Halo fandom.
4 and 5 are just.
Four was okay. 5 was absolutely terrible. Four was okay just because, like, at that point, it's kind of weird. I was kind of done with first-person shooters generally, so I was like, I can't be that harsh on it because of
Right.
Halo. So maybe I'm just
Go
not
back to
feeling it anymore.
Right.
Go back
But-
to it.
Halo 5 is just... I saw that. Nick purchased it, and I saw footage of it, and I was just like,
Don't put it on the X.
oh no.
Everything's hit scan.
Oh no.
Like everything's hit scan because they bump the speed way up.
Really?
So the only way to hit anything is hit scan.
And also, it's like even though it's like Halo has a very like defined shooter aspect to it. They turn it into like a squad shooter, at least for parts of it,
like Call of Duty.
like Call of Duty or like Gears of War, which Gears of War is an okay game, but it's not Halo.
No.
Yeah, I don't know how infinite's gonna be. It's free, so that's cool. I guess.
I mean, for price, it's probably pretty good.
It's gonna have battle royale too.
Oh, never mind.
I think I'm almost at this point. I think everything has battle royale. I'm pretty sure
That's where's
Facebook
my
has battle royale
news?
by now.
Facebook. That is just Facebook.
That's called posting a political comment and then leaving.
It's called Facebook is a dead media platform. Thus it is.
Then you got Jim versus Kathy in
That's
the comments.
That's called posting "I'm such a lucky guy" under another guy's girlfriend's picture.
God. Jesus. Oh my goodness.
I call that politics.
I don't know about funny for copyrights to run out.
Facebook. Dude, if everyone
The
could make
Facebook movie.
make
No,
their
just the
own
Facebook movie.
Dude, emojis.
Oh.
I just want someone to hit the universal delete button.
Yeah.
We have emoticons. We're fine.
Do you have a best trade? What's it called? I totally forgot
Copyright.
the word copyright to run out, Adam.
No,
Because funniest that Sonic was a good option.
That was
Do
an
you remember
amazing
that one?
option.
Winner.
not really anything good. I mean, yeah, nothing I can really think of. Or obviously a lot of things would be good, but nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah.
Every now and then, because what's weird is it's gonna sound fine on like the post production, but every now and then you just keep cutting out for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the internet here or what, or if it's the sound bar, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be funny to hear Adam say a very legible line.
Yeah.
And then we're just like
silent.
we're just like,
Yeah. Good thought, Adam.
Don't worry, it's the same on my end from you guys.
Campaign 2 had more or less just gone on a break. Everybody had to step away for a little bit. We had to work on a few other things. We did another campaign in the meantime. Wasn't the first time this was going to happen. This would happen a few more times. But that's okay, because things were going to change and things were going to get better. But as part of that too, we're going to talk about something else that is changing in the meantime, which is while we're waiting on a few people to come back home from school and stuff, we've actually started a whole new campaign that we're going to be doing until basically the winter time, whenever people come back, whenever that may be. So we're just going to take a little bit to actually talk about those characters and our ideas for that campaign. And in this one, I get to play a character, and Adam is DMing, which is very neat, very cool.
You can play like after winter too when they have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Because I like that idea.
Yeah.
I really want to play this character.
I want to
Yeah.
play my character too.
Mm-hmm. So there's not really any real introductions that can be done except Adam is going to be the DM, and then we're just going to talk a little bit about our characters that we're playing.
Cubby is a part of it. He's just not here right now.
Yeah, Cubby's a part of it. We might have a couple other people that are going to be a part of it.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to, after we talk about our characters, do a little bit more speculation on what in the world Cubby's making.
That's the thing is I know now.
Oh, you do know?
Oh, you know? Cool.
Interesting. On like a scale of like weird.
So it's not
Cubby.
broken.
Right.
It has abilities.
Mhm.
It's more inconvenient
Okay. Or
Oh god.
everyone,
I see.
depending on how it's played.
So Cubby.
So he's complicated the game.
He's complicated himself,
Mhm.
but depending on how it goes, that could complicate us.
Right.
Mm.
And how weird is it?
So, good question.
Like scale of 1 to 10.
I'd say like a 7.
7?
So with Kenku being a 5, I'd say it's a 7.
Okay. I don't see Kenku are pretty weird, but they're not
Yeah,
that
they're kind of
weird.
No, like to play as a PC, they're very strange because they're very
Oh, playing as a PC, they're a 5, you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, on that scale, it'd probably be a 4 because Kenku is difficult,
Mm-hmm.
but manageable. Just like his is difficult but manageable.
Mm-hmm.
He can talk.
Right.
That's a big upside.
Okay.
It's not as bad. It's just takes some specifications on his part.
That's fair.
Also, pretty sure he's not going to be a death cleric.
Okay.
That's good.
Because when we came back, I was like, "Have you read Grave Cleric recently?" He was like, "No." And then he read Grave Cleric, and he was like,
Yeah, it's almost like Grave Cleric is very good.
"It's like I'm gonna be a Grave
It's almost
Cleric."
like it's not just a meme that's my favorite
It's
cleric.
really
domain.
good.
It's really
It
good.
is pretty good.
So is that the one that's like, hey, your next hit is a crit?
Yes.
It makes it a
it's
crit.
really-
I thought it
Makes them a
Transform-
vulnerability.
Ooh.
So it can also crit.
Oh my god. With a rogue in the oh
Yeah.
my god.
Their cancel crit thing is their wisdom mod per long rest, sorry. As a reaction, that's not a crit.
On them or
Anybody in
oh
30
my
feet.
god.
Yeah. On your
Grave Cleric's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so which one of us wants to go first?
I think you should go first since you never get to play a character.
Yeah.
That's fair, yeah.
So
So
go down the couch.
yeah. So I am going to be playing a Bard College of Valor Scalidian. And back into how we were talking about with our previous campaign, how homebrew heavy we get with things. We just went on a tangent about how crazy weird homebrew Cubby's thing is that most of us don't even know about yet. But Scalidians are basically, back when we played in first edition, there were no like lizard races, so I created a lizard race in the Scalidian. And that's kind of evolved into it being its own unique race in 5th edition, where there's already dragonborn and lizard folk. Scalidian, basically, long story short, are a type of lizard people that's more of like a arid clime, like more so like a savanna or desert people,
As
rather
opposed
than
to swamps and marshes.
yeah,
where
and
lizard
wherever dragonborn are from.
folk- mountains,
Yeah,
caves,
mountains, caves,
ravines,
castles,
cities.
not dragons.
Not dragons. Definitely not dragons.
That's so dumb. But basically, that and also Scalidians are kind of this. They're a weird race because they have this sort of innate vulnerability and yet resilience to magic that kind of evolved actually through the first campaign that I DM'd with people, where they were basically very weak to magic because of this curse that was put on them. That's all way long in the past. Basically, nowadays, they're all super friendly people that just kind of hang out in cities and live amongst all sorts of different populations. Yeah, and also, unlike the other two lizard races, their scales can be whatever color they want and a variety of colors.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Also,
Mhm.
Scalidians, not a lot of slaves.
Right.
Of Scalidians
Yeah,
anymore.
right. They're often enslaved because they're nice people.
Yep.
But not this one,
Yep.
which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my character, do I reveal his name though? Because I have a
Oh,
name.
I'm not revealing my name.
You don't have a name.
Well, we didn't have to talk about that one.
I'm gonna reveal mine.
You're gonna reveal yours?
Tim Burton.
Oh yeah, we helped you come up with
I
a
like
name.
mine.
We didn't come up with his name. He came up with the name.
Yeah. My character's name is Cadron Vale.
Ooh.
Yeah. And basically, as part of when I was making coming up with this character, I was like, I kind of want to play a bard because on the few chances I get to play a character, I've learned that playing a just like fighter or pseudo fighter, while fun and while it creates interesting characters, you don't really get to do all the like really cool stuff. So some of my favorite characters, don't get to do that I've created. Don't get to do a whole lot of spellcasting, and also I've played a lot of humans, which is kind of weird, and I've also played a lot of evil characters. So all kind of weird things, and I'm like, why don't I go in a totally different direction? Why don't I use a weird race and play a bard, a full spellcaster, and go College of Valor, both because then I still can use like melee as a crutch, and also because it works out well for the backstory stuff. I always try to come up with a fun story for my character, I'm not ashamed to say in this situation that basically 30% of the character is just Garrus Vicarian from Mass Effect, which my friends here, they haven't played Mass Effect, don't quite.
So your secret is safe with the
Yeah.
shepherd.
Yeah.
Get it, Shepherd.
Ryder! That's all I know from Andromeda.
Stop.
Why?
Don't talk about Andromeda.
Stop.
Ryder!
Stop.
Andromeda doesn't exist.
Talk about the good games.
My brother bought it when it pre-released, and he still hasn't opened it. He's like, I'll get around to it someday. And then he's like, all I know is Ryder.
But my character, Vale, is basically, he's what's called a Valorite, which I wrote at least a paragraph on. Basically this far-reaching order of do-gooders / detectives that kind of go around and help solve people's problems, but also, and are a sort of force of law, but not like lame law enforcement where they're just, like normal beat cops and guards, like, hey, what are you doing there? You can't stand there.
Go jaywalking.
Yeah.
And then he casts
You're looking at this.
thunderclap.
What are you looking at this store for? Yeah, no, he doesn't do that stuff. He stops real criminals and deals with real crime. It's a fun idea because it's a character that is lawful good, but cares more about doing actual good than getting bogged down in following the law. And I think that's going to be a fun thing to explore with this character is how far their
line is.
Yeah, and if they ever go over that line to do anything, because there's some other stuff that I won't touch on with their backstory, but they've got some reasons for being out here.
The irony of knowing your backstory is hilarious when compared to my backstory.
Yeah.
Yup. Yes, it is, and we'll get to that after Jake's character.
Okay, so I am going with Warforged. I don't think I've ever played Warforged. I've made Warforged characters, but never got to. Wait, no, Slash. Okay, that was a.
It was a while ago when it was he only got to survive
10
few
minutes?
hours. So.
Oh, here. Poor Slash.
Yeah.
And I love spells, but I don't like controlling spells and having a spellcasting character. So I decided Barbarian.
And a non-spellcaster.
Very much not a
The
spellcaster.
most non-spellcaster.
And then my background came with tools, a certain set of artisan tools. And I wasn't sure, and I just ended up going with woodcarvers because that was one of the listed tools by Chris. And then someone...
That was me.
you mentioned the woodcarvers?
I mentioned the fact that
They could be wooden,
that
Yeah.
And you
warforged
could-
have wooden flesh.
so it can
And
be
I
like
was like,
carved out. and
cool
look really
flavor
cool.
thing. Carve your bear totem into your body or whatever.
And then
And then Chris brought up, you asked if there was a rune warrior or something. And Chris was like, actually,
actually, what is it actually called? Rune Knight?
Rune Knight.
Rune Knight. So eventually, once we get levels, gonna be a bear totem Rune Knight. And I am very excited because
all the bonus actions.
all of the bonus actions,
Every
it pairs
bonus action.
very well together with Barbarian, especially with the
Yeah.
whole like staying alive and being immune
Right.
to, or not immune, but resistant to everything but psychic.
Immune to pain. Immune to
And
going down.
The flavor of like carving the runes and having them like
Into
magically
yeah.
metal and
into the
wood.
metal and wood. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very cool touch.
Yeah.
That's another thing I was gonna say is that I don't know about characters you played like before you really like played a lot.
It was
with
mostly
us, but-
clerics.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
got
say because
tired.
you played Din with us as
Mhm.
a cleric. You played Kalzun with us.
Yeah.
Is this like your first like really like full time in the face like tank fighter?
I made a Goliath paladin.
Okay.
That was the most in the face.
That's pretty meaty.
Yeah. I rolled insane stats. I rolled 317 or higher.
Is this Saladin or
No,
another
this
one?
is not Saladin. This was a college one.
Oh, gotcha.
A random guy that I had in one of my classes was like, "Hey, D&D." I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. I'd like more of that."
I think everyone's had like that mythical stat column. I haven't had two.
So
Both of them were used on one shot characters.
after ASIs and the boosts, I'm pretty sure he had a 20 in strength and charisma and 18 con.
That's pretty good.
That is
as a
pretty
paladin.
good.
That is-
Yeah.
It was insane. I wish I had the paper. I have no clue where it went.
The only time I got close to that was with stat sculpting.
But I do miss Saladin. Saladin was really cool.
Yeah.
They're going to be very powerful. Was still pretty powerful at
Yeah.
level 4. But that's what Sorkadin is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
I mean, anything with Paladin
Is that why it
pretty
was
powerful.
Paladin?
No. I just like Saladin because it's a character from Destiny.
Really?
Yeah, he's one of the Iron Wolves.
Ooh,
Yeah.
edgy.
Yeah, they were like elite warriors that
I
all of
figured.
them except for Saladin killed themselves to stop a virus type thing.
Saladin was a trendsetter by living.
Also funny because Jake Saladin was the backup character after his main character
Yeah.
died. Very fitting.
Yeah, that works. Checks out.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is my first full no spells. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, like buff no spells.
Yeah.
Because crits
Yeah.
was among,
Yeah.
but that's not. He was not buff.
Right.
Very not buff. Like I think
Like,
7
no
strength is what he ended up
Something like
having. Not strong, but that's Kobold.
Yeah.
Before the whole no more -2.
Yeah.
Or
Fair,
no,
it is-
it was right after. No, was it?
I think he might have had the -2 to strength.
He did. No, he did have the -2, but I think I asked you about it, and I was like, I don't really care. I'm not going to use it anyways. so-
Right.
Yeah.
I was actually seriously considering. I was like, have I ever played a character for a long time that didn't have spells?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh wait, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That is a thing I did.
I wonder who.
Probably Jean.
Yeah. The Bard Sorcerer is definitely
Mhm.
one without spells.
Listen, sorcerer.
Fair.
But yeah, I'm excited to see.
Oh,
How
I
your
forgot the name. I have zero backstory, by the way, but I
Oh,
have.
you have a backstory.
I have, yeah, kind of have a backstory. That was more along the lines of like very baseline,
Right.
the very roots of it, which I think I'm gonna get rid
That's
of
a
it.
good one.
I think I'm gonna change it up though. But his name is Tim Burr.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Tim Burton.
I mean, but yeah, that's the character, and I am very excited because mostly like the flavor of carving runes is very cool.
Yeah, I love that a lot. So, lizard man,
Mhm.
robot, bird, abomination.
Yep. And watch, if people join us, they're all going to be humans.
Yep, human fighters.
Yep.
We're gonna get 2 human fighters out of the party.
Well, so are we just gonna, if the newbies can come, they're a part of it,
Just
or
start an Adams campaign. We're low level.
Probably what we're going to end up doing.
Because
okay?
We'll figure that out.
I'd really rather play Adams
Because-
campaign than just a one shot that probably won't teach a whole
Because the
lot.
guy I've been trying to get here is obsessed with a gnome rogue, because I did this like little like, oh, here, fight some wolves
Yeah.
kind of deal with him and his family. His dad and his brother both picked human fighters, which is hilarious.
Yep. Why would you play a fantasy game to have like interesting options? Just do
Right.
human punch them.
Okay,
Yeah.
and their naming was pretty great too, because one was like, my name's Penguin, because it was his younger brother,
Yeah.
and the other one was like, Ulrich.
Oh,
Just like,
Penguin and
Ulrich.
those are the 2 fighters, but he got to play this arcane trickster gnome rogue, forest gnome, I believe.
It's gonna be interesting in a
Yeah.
party with an already rogue.
But I don't know if he's gonna do it, because like I also did another thing with him where he's like, I want to play it again, and then that fell
We
through.
do lack like a no offense to the Valor Bard, but like an arcane caster.
Right.
Because Bard is an arcane caster in all technical sense of the term, but they don't get stuff like Liam's,
The
or they do get Liam's, but like
I'll convince him
Alarm,
to be
Arcane Lock.
clock soul.
No,
Soldier.
Wizard would probably
Clock
be cool.
soldier.
Clock soldier.
Clock soldier. He just throws clocks at people.
Peasant.
Saying, wake
Clock.
Action surge. Ha! Bonus action. Yeah.
I'm tired. Second one. Just kidding, clock! Don't worry. I took care of him. Clocked him right in the
Two-handed
jaw.
clock.
up.
He has a sword that's just like the hand of a clock.
You're out of time.
Your time is up. Oh, I've just been punching the clock.
Oh, would you look at the time?
Ha! Time does fly. First clock.
Looks like you've been timed out.
I'm really good at killing time. Murders a man.
No,
Commits
no,
cold blood.
doesn't murder the man. Murders the clock in front of the man.
Yeah, just starts stabbing a clock.
Intimidating with clock murder.
I have a hostage. Just spins the clock like Hitman 47.
Hitman 47.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Agent 47. I don't know. I can't speak ball.
Alright, why don't you tell us about your character? Graden?
Oh, so I will be playing a Kenku Rogue Ranger, Scout Horizon Walker, who fears mortality more than just about anything else. You know, like most normal beings do. Except he goes out of his way to avoid situations that could be dangerous to his health. A lot. As in, he dislikes combat. Not because he's a pacifist or anything, but because he's a coward. And will not endanger himself unless he needs to. Because he's scared. The reason he's scared is because he's currently being constantly hounded by his tribe who want to murder him. His tribe are full of other Kenkus who are not nice people. They are a tribe of secret organization that of basically mercenaries and assassins that can be hired out and sent around the area to murder people for money.
Neat.
And they aren't nice about what they do because, you know, they murder people. He was not trained or raised to murder people
Oh.
because he was actually trained to be a reconnaissance unit, essentially.
So not Killua.
No, more like his fat nerd brother who's always at the
Yeah.
computer, except he can't use a computer because he's a Kenku, and also this is D&D.
In that order.
In that order. If there was a computer, he wouldn't know what to do. He's a Kenku. unless you saw someone else do it. Then you could think about it. But the interesting thing is that it just made me laugh because Chris's character comes from a group of law-abiding, helpful citizens, and my character came from a group of bloodthirsty murder monsters who show themselves out for money.
Yeah.
And are willing to really do anything as long as they're paid enough.
I'm just imagining them getting like a contract and they're like reading it and they're like,
Yeah.
not saying anything.
No.
Yes.
And then they just sign it,
And
and
then,
they get their money, and then the person's dead. Because they're Kenku. And Kenku are really good assassins. Like, really good.
Yeah. You're also playing a pretty young character?
Yes,
That's
very
nice.
young. Which is why he lacks a lot of the indoctrination of the,
I mean, Gene's like
Tribe?
29, right?
yeah, but Kenku young is like 7.
Oh.
They mature at like 12.
Oh my.
But I don't think he's going to be like 7. He's probably going to be like 8 or 9.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's the big difference is they are hired out to murder people and steal things and commit all kinds of unsavory acts, and he wants to run away from them as much as he possibly can. Hence why, if you look at all of his abilities, they're very good at running away, because that's what he wants to do more than anything else, is to run and know what to run from. Mechanically, as a contribution to the party, he might be good at like battlefield healing at some point, or really his main goal is skill monkey.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good skill monkey, as Kenku are actually quite intelligent creatures when it comes to learning.
It's also got a bit of that tasty sneak attack on his side.
Oh.
So.
Sneak
Yeah.
attack is just so good.
Yeah.
Not to mention, mimicry can be super useful for a lot of things.
I can't wait to see it in use because I've never
No?
really seen it in use.
I think I'm the only person who's ever played a Kenku at our table.
The only time I've ever
This will
seen
be my
a
second time.
Kenku was the tube.
The tube. Yeah, I forgot that. I forgot he was a Kenku. But no,
For 10,000
I'm the
gold,
only
you bought a
person-
tube.
who's ever played a Kenku at our table?
I think so. For some reason, I think Nick might have played one at some point. but
Maybe. If he has
but
and
I
he
don't
hears this,
remember
he's
the
gonna
character,
Doesn't
so.
count.
he will tell us.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is both my Kenku have been rogues because Kenku are good at being rogues.
Yeah.
Because it's
Hmm.
skills,
That's what they're good at.
dex, like
Yeah.
it's almost like they're made for that.
You can probably look at Kenkus.
Hmm?
Should probably look at them.
Why?
Because I have no clue what they get other than not being able to talk.
I can tell you what they get.
Okay.
Okay, so ready?
+2 dex, +1 charisma.
Nope.
I know it's wisdom.
Wisdom. They have the Kenku training ability, which allows you to pick 4 abilities from among, or no, 2 abilities from among stealth, sleight of hand, I want to say acrobatics, and deception. And then they have mimicry, where they can mimic any sound, voice, anything they've heard.
Perfectly, right?
Pretty much. You can identify the difference between them and the real thing by a contested insight against their deception. In which case you know that it's fake. But if you fail, it's real. You heard what you heard. They also speak. They also have an ability called expert forgery. They gain advantage on any check related to creating a copy of another object, including writing, like handwritings, duplicating handwriting, and crafting items.
That would have been helpful at the port.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If only we had a Kenku. There's a reason that Kenku are paid a lot of money to do a lot of things, is because they're good at a lot of things. They also gain, they can speak, read, and write Common and Orin, but they can only speak using their mimicry trait. So they perfectly understand and comprehend Common and Orin.
What's Orin?
Orin is like, you know how there's like the 4 planes, the elemental planes?
Yep.
Air. So I can like talk to air elementals.
There's also some like flying monstrosities that use Oran,
Yeah.
but not
Also, I've decided I'm going to get rid of the black bird language. I'm just going to take 2 other languages because it works better if I can't talk to birds. But yeah, that's basically what they get. They're very short. They cannot fly, as opposed to Aarakocra.
But Aarakocra die after like 10 seconds, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Whether in combat or just their lifespan. I don't think Kenku's lifespan are much better,
I
actually.
think they have like 50 or 60 instead of 30.
Something I would.
40, sorry.
I wonder if I actually got these skills for Kenku
Where's
right.
30? I can't remember how long they were. It's 30 or
Why
40.
are birds treated so
I
poorly?
don't know.
Kenku lived to 60.
Turtles still
Mm.
mystify me.
Yeah, they live 400 years without a
Acrobatic?
problem on
Acrobatics,
Earth,
deception.
and then in
You mean tortoise?
Yeah.
yeah, well, same difference.
Yeah.
No, real turtles in life. Acrobatics, deception, stealth, and sleight of hand. I was dead on the money.
So you choose 2 of those 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're proficient with them.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I remembered all of the stuff. The problem with those is, when you're a rogue and a ranger, they line up a lot.
Mm.
So some things you take with
it's
one.
usually you have like 5 choices to pick around from Rogue.
For rogue, it's 4 of any like 9 ability or skills you get to choose from. When you
Wow.
multi-class into ranger, you get to pick 1 off of their list as well.
Yeah, that's why Kalzun went
Yep.
Rogue, then Ranger.
Mm-hmm. It's how you should do it. It
Yeah.
also works flavor-wise because he was a rogue.
And then
He ran into the woods
Mm.
and became a ranger. So it's actually the correct order as well, which is good. Yeah, they're good at stabbing people. They have a 30-foot move speed, which so does most things. But yeah, that's basically Kenku. You'll have to wait till Saturday to see how they talk.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing is, unlike Beryl, I'm not going to just assume that he's never heard a word before.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's definitely heard words.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole thing I realized would probably happen at where he was raised, which kind of fixes some of that.
Yeah.
The problem is in words he's never heard or words he's read. Because if he's read a word and knows its
Yep.
context and definition,
Mm-hmm.
dictionaries are useless,
right.
essentially. Because if you read a word, that's not the same as hearing it. You can't speak that word. You need to have someone else say it for you.
He
Yeah.
could also just write everything that he needs.
Yep. He's
That's also
Poor at
gonna take
writing.
a while. Yeah.
he is not good at writing, again, like in his own words. Again, crafting, copying, handwriting,
Right.
phenomenal.
At his own
But he never really learned the difference between writing the same thing you're seeing and
and actually
writing something from your brain is
Yeah.
different. He's young, so he's poorly trained in reading and writing.
Right.
So, also in a tribe based on hearing things and repeating them, books are a rarity because you can't hear a book.
Right. Yeah.
Because Audible's not a thing yet. And when it is, oh, the Kenku will arrive.
Kenku strong together.
Yeah. With our sponsor, Audible, we've gained dominance over the
This
world.
podcast is not sponsored by Audible.
No, but every other podcast is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Give this one some time.
If they offer,
We might.
hey, Audible, here's another podcast.
Yeah.
Stake your claim early.
I hate
Beat
reading.
everyone else to the punch.
Give us money.
They're not gonna give us money.
No. Especially us.
What do they? Do they even know where that money would go? I don't know where that money would go.
It's magic packs. What are you talking about?
Funding our pre-release.
Dice for Nick's addiction.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so now I think Adam said that he's going to talk a little bit about the campaign
Yes.
from his end. So we're actually going to mute ourselves now, and Adam is going to take it away.
Okay. So I'm gonna start off first by saying those puns were terrible, and I'm kind of sad that I could not talk during those times because I was muted. And I'm gonna start with the whole laws and society spiel that I made. The nation that it's made in is named Vandaria, until I think of a better name, or it'll just stay that way. It's a big nation of a bunch of independent colonies that have banded together underneath a name. They each have their own laws and customs and all that stuff, but they have one. The only way that they are unified is through, like, their army, which keeps them safe as a nation and not being swept underneath larger other nations. So it has a few, like, overarching rules, but then the rest is just up to the town and place as they see fit. One of them is they need to send a predetermined number of people into the army, so there's pretty much a draft that is kept on there just because they don't have any other way of volunteer army or anything like that. Traitors need to be reported due to their actions, but only traitors to the nation as a whole, not as like if they're breaking laws, the towns need to do something on their own, and any other problems need to be taken care of on their own. There isn't really a unified government to take care of that problem, so each town has their own ways of doing it. That's pretty much all I have for laws and society in that whole regard. It is somewhat normal. There isn't really any overarching thing or wars that I have just yet in the world building process. Maybe later. Yeah, mostly been working on some other behind the scenes stuff that I don't need to share with you guys just yet.
Right.
Fair.
Yeah.
There's stuff I have.
And also, I mean, is this like your first time like DMing like a longer scale campaign, or have you done this with like a smaller group or anything like
Nope.
that in the past, or is this basically
First,
this is it?
yep, and that's why I apologized in advance.
It's gonna be great either way.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, even if, which I highly doubt, you're actually bad at DMing, which I don't believe.
Yeah, and we know that's not the case because you've
Right.
DM'd like a little bit
Yeah.
in the past, so yeah.
We have the excitement of our new characters to like carry us at least like 10 sessions
Right.
before we're just like, what do we do now? So you have plenty of time to like fine tune your style.
And in a 12-hour session like we do,
Right.
it gives you a lot of space to just kind of take some time to think and to
Improv.
improv.
Because we can role play between each
Yeah.
other a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because this character is almost entirely designed for role play. Because mechanically he is hobbled.
Yeah.
Much like Metsik.
Oh,
Except
man.
Metsik is hobbled. For real.
He does have a hobble.
So, would you guys like to hear about any of the towns I made so far? Any basic descriptions of any towns that I've made, or do you guys want to wait for that?
I think a nice recap of the session would be more coherent because the audio quality is very poor.
Plus, it's gonna if you wait for that, then we can also let Cubby and anyone else
Yeah.
who's joining in on it come in as part of it. But I'm definitely gonna think about some stuff in the meantime. That's the thing with DMing a campaign like this too, is that people are gonna come up with ideas
Even
as
after
the
the fact.
campaign progresses, and that's gonna be an interesting thing to see how well you get accustomed to as people like, hey, I wrote a whole new page of backstory. Do you
You
want
put
to
it
read
in?
Yeah.
Make it a
I
thing.
had that happen multiple times. Across
imagine who
many
did that.
campaigns.
Cubby was one, right?
Cubby was one.
Definitely wasn't me who came up with my backstory after the campaign
Yeah.
had got on the way because I didn't think it was going to be a campaign. And I
Yeah.
was just like, funny character. And then I was like, oh wait, I'm bored in class. I'll write a whole backstory.
Yeah.
Right? I never put anything on paper.
It definitely has been a little rough trying to get by myself, making some of the details so far that I don't want Chris to know about, but also would appreciate help, so I kind of had to get by without asking him. So that was kind of interesting, figuring stuff out on myself, by myself.
But yeah, so I think that's basically probably a good place to wrap up is with all that stuff on there. But yeah, it's going to be exciting one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
We're all getting into this new campaign. It's going to be fun to launch into that.
So excited for this campaign. I really am.
Yeah. Just to, a change of pace is nice.
Right.
Because we've been doing our second campaign for 2 years at this point.
And we've been going on a pretty solid run recently.
But yeah, over the last 6 months, we've really been going strong with it again. So
getting into intense stuff.
Once you get to level 20, you need a breather to okay, let's go and do something less, all encompassing right now.
I do hope we get to mid to high levels with this campaign.
Yeah.
Because there's some just cool stuff I want to mess around with.
And maybe, who knows, maybe if it goes on for longer, we might hear about it some more on this podcast here. Yeah. Maybe we'll just start a whole new show.
Right, we'll just offshoot for the hiatus, we just make it this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is going to be enough for this episode, guys. Thank you for listening to episode 5 of Gwellentia Gathers.
That's a whole hand.
5. You can, after this episode, you can't count on one hand.
Dude, my uncle couldn't count that on his whole hand.
People.
What?
My uncle couldn't count that on his whole hand.
That's fair.
I don't know your uncle, so...
He was missing 4 fingers because fireworks.
You could also make a joke about, this person also couldn't because they're dumb, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But Nick's not here.
Yeah, that's fair. I was going to say Nick, but I didn't want to call him out, but he's not going to listen to this.
Beef. Can only count 2 6.
He can count to 6.
And only 2 6.
After that, he gets Nick
mad.
Can't count to 3.
Yeah.
That's a weird roleplay problem.
Yeah.
Well, how many... Oh, wait, no. Common motions is a radius.
But yeah, so thank you for listening to Gwellentia Gathers today. We're just going to do our little plugs here and then say goodbye. My name has been Chris, or Alvesie. It's still my name.
Has been?
Yeah.
Did you change it?
No.
Is it Alvesie?
Yeah, it's Alvesie. Yeah. You can find me on
Chris.
Yeah, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Again, in that order, more or less. But someday, Twitter's just going to drop to the bottom, and Twitch is going to rise above it. Who knows when that's going to be?
From its ashes,
Yeah.
Twitch shall rise like a mighty phoenix.
I mean, internet infrastructure is pretty rough, so
Yeah.
maybe 10 years from now.
Yeah, who knows?
Dude.
But yeah, that is, again, ALVESIE_SPROCKET for all of that. Releasing videos pretty much regularly. Go check out Chunky. It's my favorite.
I know it's mine.
I still have no plugs, but you can find me on this podcast, wherever this podcast is, like those places you just named.
And occasionally on videos when we're able.
Oh yeah, the Left
Did we
4
even get
Dead.
the first animation video?
No,
Of course
no,
not.
of course not.
Absolutely
What the hell,
not.
Nick?
Here's the thing.
That's going to be a project we do 9 years down the road when we can hire an animator or something.
It's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna do the first 2 episodes, go through, edit the whole thing again, and animate it. And I'm just gonna not get anything from him episode 3 onwards and just post them with no video to YouTube. And
Yeah.
Mm,
The remaster will have animation.
Yeah. Exactly.
the remaster.
Yeah.
We'll get what studio? What? Ghibli.
I'm sure they'll be down.
You can find me in all the places I listed on episode 3 and my own separate audio file now, thanks to OBS. Yeah.
You can find me on PlayStation Network. That's about it. Jake of Geico. The O in of is a 0, I think. It should pop up. Not too many people have that name. I'm not sure if you'll find it right away, but if it's not a 0, it should be an O.
You know, like
And that is all.
Yeah. Also, Cubby has like an Instagram.
We don't care. Cubby's not here.
It's like hub.bear.
I don't know. I should probably check and make sure there's nothing weird on there.
And he said it's nerdy stuff,
Oh.
but then again, he's weird, so.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
God.
Uh,
Why did he post that?
Oh.
Why did he put all our names on that?